Welcome back to The Loop, a bold and fresh look at our lives in Kenya. And we're talking about dads who are raising girls. And we're celebrating them here on the show tonight. We want you to send us your pictures of yourself with your daughter. Let's celebrate your relationship, you know. And so we're going to look at some of the pictures that have been sent through on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is on the screen right now. So take a quick selfie, send us the pictures, and let's celebrate. So, oh, this is nice. This is nice. Can you see this?
So cute.
This is so cute. What? I feel like going to Photoshop some pictures of me with someone's daughter somewhere. All right. Here is somebody else, Clinton, showing a picture there of the family. Here's another one. Fantastic family.
Very
Look,
cute.
just get the lighting right. Take that selfie, send it to us. The WhatsApp number is there. Let's celebrate them and saying, there we are.
Aww.
Those smiles. Nice. Let's see if we have more. All right. Send your picture. Let's celebrate this relationship. And as we're speaking about this special bond and relationship between girls and their dads, we have some amazing dads here in studio with us this evening. Valentine.
Okay. Now I'm just going to dive right in and ask you each to introduce yourself very quickly. Mr. Mwongera, you are the blog. You have a blog called Papa Bear.
It's actually a platform.
Okay.
It's partly on social media, partly face-to-face, but it's called Papa Bear Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
I saw one of the conversations you were having with some guys, and the subject of daughters came up. I was like, we need this guy on the show. That's what happened. Okay, Pastor S, I've known you for years. You've interviewed me before. Thanks
glad
for
to be here,
being
and
my
thanks
guest.
for inviting me. So Simon Bevy run Transform Nations.
What is that?
Transform Nations is an organization that does programs on parenting, on masculinity and femininity, and on mentoring boys. So those are the programs we do, and a bit on leadership as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duncan, we've seen you working out. We've seen the muscles. What else do you do?
Yeah, that's right. Well, besides running smart gyms, I'm a father of 3. And that's what brings me here today. So just to talk about my experience.
All
I
girls.
hope Mike doesn't make me do push-ups this time. That's not what we're doing.
No push-ups. You're as dad. You're here as dad today. So very quickly, let me start with you, Mwongera, because you have a daughter and a father. I said a daughter and a son.
Yeah, 2 daughters and a son. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is the big difference in raising boys and girls? What is the big difference in needs?
Okay, from my experience, boys tend to be more active and more into physical activity. At least that's been my experience with my son. The girls are more into different kinds of activities. They're also very active, but not in the same way that my son is.
Okay.
So I think there's a difference in the energy levels in the house as a result of that.
What's a big need you notice instantly? You're like, that's a girl. Those are my girls.
So my son, despite his energy levels, is not your typical boy. So he's a very gentle, very sensitive soul, right? So for him, there's a need to affirm and to credit and to give him good vibes. For my girls, they tend to be a bit on the energy, not as feminine as you'd imagine. So the need for them is more of engaging with them. So they come, Daddy, I've seen this, show me this, can you see this? So it's like, I always have to stop what I'm doing and pay attention to whatever they're showing me, which is a little different from my son. So that's been my experience.
With your 3 girls, what would you say? First of all, you have a very masculine life in my head. Like you're in a gym, you're surrounded by dudes, then you go home and it's a completely different energy. How do you switch? What do they need? Yeah.
The gym, there are very many strong ladies, positive role models, including their mom.
Including Benita, yes.
And I don't know, so when it comes to raising girls and their needs, from what my experience is and from what I understand, girls learn to better communicators earlier on. They may not, pre-adolescence, they have the same vigor as guys. So often there's no reason for a girl not to do something that a boy is doing up to a particular age or generally in life, but just to put it out there. So their needs really is communication. So when I get home, they have a lot of stories, which is great. I tend to be a quiet guy.
Okay.
And just to know that their dad is around, I think.
Okay. Pastor S, I want to ask you a question. I want you to respond as a pastor. What is the role of fathers in the family, especially when it comes to their female children?
Well, that's a good question. And I have 2 daughters. My dad had 6 daughters. So I grew up with girls a lot, and I saw the role of my dad. Now, I lost my dad, unfortunately, when I was very young. But talking about fathers and their daughters, of course, number one, they model masculinity. Because the daughters are looking up, this is the first man they get to experience in the home. So men are supposed to model what is good masculinity. The way they see me treat their mother, the way they see me do stuff. If I just sit back when everyone else is busy, of course, they're beginning to see that's what men do. So they are a model, a type of what masculinity is, especially to their daughters. It's interesting, a lot of daughters marry their dad, or someone who is opposite of their dad, if they didn't like their dad. When I proposed to my wife, she said, "I'll say yes because you've treated me exactly like my dad."
Wow.
And she said yes because of that. And a lot of girls look for someone like their dad if they were close with their dad, because that was the first picture of masculinity that they saw. Number 2, they get to see what leadership, masculine leadership looks like. Because dads are leaders in the home, heads of the family, of course, co-leaders together with the mother. So they're not superior, but they're the male leadership there. And of course, the children are looking up to see what it means. Right. Many girls get to react to male leadership later in life, depending on who their dad was. There's a time that someone came to the office and told me, "You know, when you speak and you raise your voice a bit, I get so scared I can't talk." She was a lady. And I said, "Why?" "Because I'm not shouting. I'm just trying to express myself." Say, "My dad, when he did that, he would turn violent. And so every time I hear you raise your voice a bit, I know violence is going to break out." Yeah, and I'm in trouble. Lastly, I would say dads are like priests. In a sense, they get to emphasize the values that the mother gets to talk about. You see, mothers begin the journey, very intimate place, right from the womb to the breast to feeding. They're very nurturing. So they begin to tell the children that is wrong, don't do that. But later, girls, from around 8, 9 years, girls begin to pull away from their mom. And as they pull away from their mom, then dad comes in to reinforce the values that they have been learning. So they look up to dad a lot to affirm them, to tell them the right values. Right. So very crucial role dads play.
Okay. And I really like that. And so I've got a question for all of you. I'll start with Mwongera.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 girls and you've got a boy.
Yes.
What do you do to ensure that you don't reinforce negative stereotypes in the home? You know, don't cry like a girl. Boys don't play with this kind of colored toys. You know, things that can reinforce harmful stereotypes. How are you conscious about how you communicate?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Mike. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of society is geared along gender lines. That boys do this, men do this, girls don't do this, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so for me, I have to unlearn a lot of that because I grew up, a lot of my upbringing was along those lines. So the first thing I do is I have to unlearn. I have to be consciously aware that what I'm projecting to my girls is actually a negative stereotype. And to be able to distinguish between fact and myth. You know, the fact that my daughter seems to be interested in fixing things around the house does not make her any less of a woman than anybody else would be. So unlearning what I know and being able to distinguish between what's right and wrong. I think also allowing the kids to sort of figure out what they're interested in on their own. So instead of saying, you know, you don't play with those kind of toys, let them play with whatever is around them. And with time, they gravitate towards certain things. And with time, that brings out their natural instincts. Over time, some things they will abandon. You know, my son will want to play with certain toys. After some time, he gets old and he gets bored of it and he moves on. But if I reinforce that thing that, you know, don't play with this, don't do this, then what I'm doing is I'm putting them in a box before they even have a chance to experience life.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Do we have pictures from
fathers?
fathers?
There's so many pictures here. Let's look at this. Aha! The loop. The bond between daughters and dad is unbreakable. In fact, she loves me more than her mom. Let me tell you, you will realize what love is, real love is, when you have a daughter. Another proud father here saying, I'm a proud father of this girl by the name Najma. Hi, Najma.
Oh, sweet.
She gives me the reason not to give up. May Allah protect her to become a pious woman, inshallah.
Okay.
Brilliant. And here's another picture. My daughter, my everything. Look at these proud dads. Amazing, amazing. Here's another picture coming through. This guy, perhaps not a dad, but oh, here he is.
Perhaps not a dad. My God, jokes.
But look at how you know, one of the things that gives me, look at how comfortable these dads are with their daughters. You know, there's oftentimes guys are saying, "Mwanaume ajukushika mtoto." You know, look how comfortable they are. And that's what we're doing here. We're celebrating the bond between fathers and daughters. Ah, the dawns. Look at that.
So cute.
Brilliant, brilliant.
These are adorable. I love all the fast cheeks.
Cheeks there, like, oh my God. All right, so keep sending in your pictures. That's what we're celebrating here on the show tonight, the special bond between girls and their dads. And of course, the WhatsApp number is on the screen right now. And you can send in your pictures of yourself with your daughter. And also continue the conversation on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram using the hashtag Loop K24. We have to go on a short break, but more with these amazing dads when we come back.